Okay. Yeah. Okay, everybody. So welcome. And I'm so happy to have Georgiana Tenace. It's correct, yeah?
Yes,
I did
yes.
a good,
Hello.
yeah? As our lovely guest today. And you are here in the Infinity Podcast. And just a few words that I was so happy to teach Georgiana in our course. And yeah, she's here to answer a few questions and to share about her experience. So I just want to start first to ask you if you can introduce yourself, what you do, just a few words.
Hi, everyone. I'm Georgiana Tenase. I'm a clinical psychologist and a psychotherapist. I'm working from 12 years already. So I start a personal journey to your academy to discover my abilities and to empower my abilities for this job and for my patients also, because we need therapy all the life, and we need to be careful with us and take care of us also. So that's why I came to you.
Oh, wonderful. And maybe you can say what kind of clients normally you have. Is it everybody? Is it children? Is it adults? What kind of clients and what kind of cases you usually working with?
Because now I'm managing two clinics, so I have a lot of patients. In one clinic I have a center with autistic children, so there are different therapies for them. But in my psychotherapy clinic, and I have patients from, I don't know, 2 years with sleep problems, with eating problems, behavior problems, and family, couples, adolescent, and also adults.
So really everything, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we are a team.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, many people who work with psychotherapy, they tend to separate and think that only with the mind we can treat the mind. But you join our teaching, our training, which is all about energy. So what brought you to this teaching? Because it's not, let's say, very conventional for psychotherapists to go this direction.
Yes. Uh, I learned that in the first years I was in the same place. We resolved all the things with the mind, because in the base I did mathematics. So and the research. So for me, everything was a mathematic things. And after a few years, I start wondering why my patients came back after they resolved their problems. So then I realized that something is missing from my technique. So this thing with energy and the spiritual part, it's very difficult to everyone to understand. And sincerely, I was a little bit afraid when I start doing this. I already told you, if I will tell to my patients that I did the energy stuff, they will think that I'm crazy, some of them. So I had a period that I didn't tell to anyone in the first month, because with you, I made all the courses with energy. So after, I don't know, of half a year, I will start telling about the energy, about how can regulate their energy, and how can they help this thing in their relationship more than, I don't know, behavioral techniques or
Mhm,
cognitive
mhm.
techniques.
So I want to ask you, first, I'm impressed from your courage to do it, because you went through some
Yes,
barriers of fear. Yeah.
Yes, because I didn't want to lose my clients or to lose my scientific experience, because some of them, they can understand wrong you're
Yeah.
helping.
Yeah.
So when I
So,
start telling them,
mhm,
some of them stayed silent and just were curious about that.
mhm, mhm.
So you remember that after I discuss with them, if they want more to find things in this direction, I send it to you
Yes.
to guide them.
Yeah. 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 Okay. So I want to ask you how it affected the training or the opening to energy, because the way I see it is like a flower that opens up, really, that we all, our spirit is dying to express itself, and we all like flowers that slowly opening up. So, and when we start to open up to the energy or to the spirit, many things happen to us in our life. So I was wondering how this opening affected your personal life, the way you feel you're interacting for yourself.
The first thing that I learned was that I'm not a psychotherapist. My job is to be a psychotherapist. So when I start realize that, I put limits between my personal life and my cabinet, because was very difficult that sometimes my patient with very big problems, suicide case or something like that, they were calling me all the time. So when I put some limits, I improve my personal life. So I'm not a psychotherapist, I'm working like one. So my job is that to help people, but I'm Georgiana and I do a lot of things after my job.
Beautiful. Um, that issue of identity, I think it's in the center of many of our problem, because we are looking for identity through something, and it's very common to have identity through work. Especially if I'm very successful at my work, I take it as I am that identity. So to be able to detach yourself from work identity, it's not easy. But I think also you're not a psychotherapist. You're working as is also, we can take it even more extreme, because in the spiritual teaching we said that also we are not our name. Like you are not Georgiana. You're not only not a psychotherapist, you're also not Georgiana. Yeah, you
Yes.
answer to the name Georgiana, like I'm answer to the name Yair. So then the question is, so if we are not the name, so who are we? And this is a big, big,
Every-
big question. So yeah, what is it for you?
Everything and nothing in the same time. And
That's that's the
when
one.
I start learning that, I'm telling that to me every time I had problems or conflicts, and after I'm saying this, things are very easy and the problems are disappearing.
So, but this is very powerful to tell to yourself, okay, you're in that level that you can work with that. But to a client, it can completely break them, because everybody needing their identity. So some spiritually ready to say, okay, I'm everything and nothing. And actually this gives a lot of power, but maybe for somebody else can break them.
I'm not telling that to all my patients. Some of them they cannot understand, but a part of the patients, they can understand that it's something can be set them free when they're saying this.
Yes.
So I'm preparing them after I learn them to do that.
Amazing. That's very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. So yeah, those people that you are managing to work with them with energy, how do they respond? Do you feel that they are incorporating that work into their life? What are you finding?
When I start working, on them in the first steps. I didn't tell them nothing. I just start working and on them. And after our relationship was very good, I told them that, do you feel this? What happened here? And they start realizing that it's more than psychotherapy. And then I start explaining them what this with energy and how to make a balance between chakra, between meridians, to shine like a star, and then to be nothing in the universe. So after that, I was keeping the you learned us when on the course. I have this I don't remember how to say, a guide in the session.
Affirmation. Yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
a guideline to set our sessions.
Yeah.
And the person that my patient that they're accepting this, I start working with them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
their life got improved very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I can say immediately,
Mm-hmm.
instant.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. So when we read energy, when we're working with energy, of course, we read the energy of the person, and also we teach them how to in a way to be empty, meaning to allow the life force to flow through them, and not to let all the time the mind and the emotion be between them and life. Yeah, that's what's happening. I mean, from my own personal experience working with people, I see that some people can use it more and some people use it less. But anyone that use it even a little bit, it gives them a lot of benefit in their life. Yeah. So did you see that your patient could connect to that, could bring themselves back to that kind of a channel, that they are not constantly resisting life, thinking about life, thinking about themselves, fighting with themselves? They can say, okay, my mind is here and I'm working with it, so it will not give me problem, but I can always take my mind out of the way and just be a pure channel.
Some of them can do that, and they are very good now. But another part, they're still working on this.
Beautiful.
They're still finding their spirituality and the God.
Yeah, we all have I mean, everybody has steps to go with that. And also what I found that not everybody has the same reaction, and not everybody has the same way, some people, maybe for them is art. Let's say art will connect them with that. Some will singing, some will serving, some, different people doing different ways. So there's not only one way. I want to ask you, because when we work with energy, we develop this ability to see beyond, so we can project, for example. So if we have a client, we can see without even asking them to see immediately what's the relationship with the partner, with the parents, how they were also in different times in their life. Let's say when they were in the uterus, what were their relationship with the mother. I want to ask if that's something that you feel that helps you. Do you use it?
It's helping me because our mind is telling us stories that in, I don't know, 80% they're not true about us and about our lives. So when they start being in their minds, I'm saying to them, okay, let's stop a little bit, stay in your heart, and let me check and with you if this is really what is happening or is something else. So I help them to not let them lie themselves.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing. So by being in the heart, they can have more clarity of what's happening. Yeah.
Yes, I
Or
explained they
yeah,
have a different brain in the heart.
yeah,
It's more helpful for them
yeah.
to listen to that.
So they have like a different perspective on the problem, you can say, and they can look from different direction.
Of course, because for an anxious person, so life is very difficult when it's in the mind. So if you let the mind, the the anxiety is not here anymore.
You're right.
So it's more easier to work, to put energy in our working than make, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years of behavioral therapy or cognitive behavioral therapy
Yeah.
or things like that.
So what would you suggest to other psychotherapists or other professionals? How is the good way to combine, energy work and mind therapy work? What is
I
the way to
think
do it? Yeah.
for starting, it's to learn for themselves, to see how you're doing in your life, in your personal life, how you can to put in balance all your relationship and with yourself and with your job. And after that, you start learning how to use it. It's something that you asked me once, but I didn't explain. I couldn't explain because it's very natural.
Yeah.
When you start learning this, I am seeing it. It's different. For me, I can see it and feel it in my body also. The energy of the person from in my face. So they can bring this energy healing in their practices step by step, but not with all the person. They have to learn which one can take it, and with the others can do it without telling it, in
I
my
understand.
opinion.
Yeah.
Because not anyone can accept that.
Yeah, I understand
So
completely.
it's not helpful from some clients if you're telling, okay, your energy, it's fuzzy, it's confusing, it's not in your body. If they come to a clinical psychologist, they will, okay, you give me one test, not to say me where is my energy.
Yeah, I understand, of course. I'm not a psychologist, but also when I work with people, first I gauge, gouge, I want to see, okay, where they are, as you said, I cannot approach everybody in the same way because they will not benefit from it. So I try to find what their language, how can I help them serve them the best by understanding the way they're working or they're thinking and what works for them. And then we go for it. Yeah.
And I think the most important for a person that is working to heal the other person, doesn't matter the technique, or if you're a psychotherapist or clinical or ABA therapist or something like this. First, you have to learn taking care of yourself. So this with energy healing, it's helping you to stay, I don't know, to stay balanced, because if you're not balanced in this job, you can affect the other person.
Yeah.
So I think this is the most important thing. You remember when we have the first individual session with you, we made an exercise, and I repeated 3 months every day the exercise, because was helping me a lot, and now I'm doing also. That was for me very important.
What was the
And
exercise?
also,
I don't remember. What was the exercise?
the exercise, when you're staying in the universe, you let the energy flow from up and down, and to let the energy flow, and you bring the person that you want to heal something with her, and you say to her, take all the love from universe through me, until their aura is bigger, bigger, bigger.
Amazing.
And then you are saying, okay, where you can go, you can let this go, and we are nothing and everything in the same time, and we are stars then.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I think you are very powerful when you know, the power that you can bring into the therapy is stronger when it's you. You know, maybe in psychotherapy you can bring technique. You do this, and then
Yeah.
you do this, and then you do that. But in energy work, you cannot bring technique. You have to bring you. You have to bring the power that you gathered is not your power, but the power of the universe that manifesting through you because you feel it, you know it. Then you work with the people like this. You know, if I work with you now, I see exactly your energy, then I can work with you. You know, it's not I don't need to think about it. You know, so it's because it's already integrated in my being, in my system, then it's come out with a lot of power out to the other person. So I think I totally agree with what you said, that anyone that want to apply this work must first be that work, no? Apply it to themselves, and then they'll be very, very powerful, and it will come automatically, naturally, like you said. You just feel you're feeling your clients. You're aware of their energy, and you know how to guide them because of that. Yeah.
Yes, and the most important thing I start doing on group of children and adolescents this summer when I went to when I did summer camps. So in group therapy with energy healing was amazing for them.
Mm.
Was amazing.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
How did you do it? What was the technique?
We stay all in a group. After before that, we made qigong
Oh, wow.
and
Mm,
yoga,
mm,
and after that we stay in a group and we discuss about how we're feeling,
mm,
and we put our purpose in the
mm,
group,
mm,
and every person from the group starting uh, putting the same energy for manifesting the thing that the person need to heal.
mm. Amazing. Wow. I want to ask you because some people say, oh, probably I cannot do this thing with energy because you need to have, you know, a special gift for that. Um, I don't think so. I was teaching many people until now, many people, and I see that I would say 95% can do it. So I was wondering, what do you think about it? Do you think that everybody can do it, or you need a special talented? What do you think?
uh, I thought about me that I cannot do it. I cannot do this thing. And the first months in the course, I didn't understand. I, I was saying that I'm coming. What is happening? I don't understand anything. You remember that I asked you, you have to prove me scientific how things are working.
Yeah.
And then I started learning quantum physics. So after that, and I realized that if you have courage and believe, you start learning and feel it. You have to let yourself to feel that. And for me, it was very good that I work in the first homeworks with Patricia, because when I start feeling her, and also she felt me very good, was amazing.
Yeah. So what was the breakthrough for you? What kind of made the shift for you from, in a way, not being connected so much to that kind of moment that shifted for you? What was it?
When I worked with Patricia for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
and we didn't speak at all, but we need to to see what she's feeling it, and she had to feel how I was. So when I was connect with her, and when I realized that I I didn't guess, I felt everything she was doing in that time was amazing. I was this is telepathy or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember. I remember that you gave me the feedback after that session with Patricia, and I knew that you got it in that moment. You got it. Yeah, yeah. Because some people say, "Oh, you need something special," but it's not something special. Really, what we need, I call it to die. You know, it's like what dies is not, of course, the person. What dies, the ego. You know, because the ego is separating us from life, you know, because we all the time thinking and we have ideas, and in a way we are not alive, really. We all the time interpreting life through our mind. We see something and we think about it. We talk to somebody, we think all the time something like this. And in order to connect to energy, you have to stop being you know, you have to just be a channel. And then the information just flows into you like crazy.
Yes, and I remember another thing that I learned from you, and I started putting in my therapy techniques. It's when we're writing letters for parents, but we didn't give them because some of them are very sad and with a lot of anger, fury, and a lot of stuff. When we close that letter, we forgive the person that made us feel bad. And I know that you learn me to say something in the closure. Let yourself to love the life, and let the life love you back. So this is very powerful when I'm saying to my clients to write down.
Amazing.
In the first steps, they are not understanding what it's meaning, but then after a few sessions, they're saying it. Okay, I will let the life love me back, and I will start loving the life.
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. I think I don't know what's your experience, but my experience that love is in the center of all problem and all solution. Yeah, because that's what I see, that people get psychologically imbalanced. I say people, me, myself, including myself, you know, because we all want love, and we developing different psychological, you know, manipulation to ourselves and to life in order to receive that love, that we never get this love. So I believe the deep healing is only when we understand that love is everywhere, and I just need to allow myself to feel it. And then there's a big shift, because otherwise we all the time looking for love somewhere. But when we're relaxing with love, we start to feel, wow, even the air is love, even the chair is love, even anything. And this is a big shift for many people, for myself. How is it for you? What is your experience with that?
Was difficult in the first time because you are learning that you need love from the other person, and you need to receive something, or sometimes from the other person. So I think first in the first second, I didn't realize that love is everywhere, and the peace and this loving energy that we are receiving all the time. So when I get rid of the fear, then I start feeling the love everywhere.
It's amazing, no? Because
And
that's what we.
it's true.
It's true. Yeah, it's
Yes.
true. It's amazing.
And when you're not hating or whatever is happening in your life, and you know that I had a difficult year last year. So when you let go the things, they are coming all the time. Better person around you, better project for you, and you are feeling great. And
So
you're not getting ill anymore. This is the first thing.
yeah, So what on that line, what is your suggestion? Let's say the people who are listening for this podcast, what is the essence from what you said that you would suggest people so they can feel better?
First, to start to realize that they have fears,
Mm-hmm.
and to have the courage to say, um, and to say that everything it's bad it's happening, I will be okay. But
Mm-hmm.
to believe really in that,
Mm-hmm.
to to be free from fear, because when it's something that you feel like a very peaceful thing inside you,
Mm-hmm.
and when you know that it's happening, when you are feeling that,
Mm-hmm.
because everyone has problems, everyone has kids, everyone has um, bills to pay, okay, but when you get rid of the fear, uh, the solutions they're coming to you, and money they're coming to you
Mm-hmm.
in every form that you
Mm-hmm.
need,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to believe in that
Mm-hmm.
for real.
Yeah. And can you talk about your understanding between fear and love?
Ah, it's a lot of discuss here.
Whatever
I
comes to
think
you.
uh, I think the fear is it's very easy to get. It's very normal.
Mm-hmm.
It's more close to the people and the environment everywhere in the cities.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that on TV all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I get rid of the TV. I don't have TV on my house.
Yeah.
And after, and was an experiment for me and my children to see what is happening, because all the messages that they coming to us was negative and to put fear in us every time. So you don't see all the time from where is coming the fear, but you have to understand and to observe that, and then to cut the
Mm-hmm.
fear from person that they bring you, that from the, I don't know, the other channels that bring you fear. And
Mm-hmm.
after you realize which are your fears, you start learning to love yourself and to be loved, and to let, I don't know how to fly
Yeah.
in the universe.
Yeah. I feel as we talking that you are channeling now. Yeah. That comes through you, wisdom just comes through you. I know it. Just come. So it's very powerful. Your words very powerful because they come straight from the source, you know, and they're affecting me, and I'm sure they're going to affect other people. So I know you've been nominated the diva of social media on psychotherapy.
Yes,
I,
thank
I,
you.
I, I would
Help.
say, I would say you should get it. I don't know. I'm sure the other people are also good, but for me, you're amazing. You're very good. Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
are. You are very good. Yeah, you are. Yeah,
I
because sorry.
I think I think that all this last year with the course and the learning about energy healing, I've learned that my word is very powerful. So if I want to educate the other person, because that I'm doing in the podcasts or interviews, um, when I let the information come to me, and the love and the great, and to be grateful for the person that here and that I'm speaking with, it's very important. And the word it's getting where it's needed. So
Yeah,
I hope a lot of people will come to you and to take this course and to understand about the energy, how important it is.
yeah. I mean, Like, I'm saying that I have so much to say about every subject I'm asking you, but maybe we do reverse interview, then I can tell you also a
Of
lot
course.
of things that, yeah, because for me, energy is actually a door to the spirit, to feel that we are united in this world, and not only the world, in the whole creation. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's the creation is a neighborhood. Is not millions of light years away. No, everything is a neighborhood. It's here in the heart. So when we are connecting to energy, we becoming part of creation and not separating. Yeah, and I think it's so beautiful that the professionals like you that had very mental education, learning a lot through the mind, not throwing it away, because I also believe 100%, not believe, I know that it's very important to work with the mind. Yeah, we have to understand how our mind function, but to understand that there is mind, but we are not the mind. So like, it's like part of a machine of a human being is a mind. So, but we cannot only be in the mind. Yeah, we must access other parts of what called human being. And that's so beautiful that you're doing it and offering it to your clients. And yeah, I see that all this work we're doing with ourselves is endless. It's just a flower that continue to bloom. A flower open only one, and that's it. But we are endless, flowering and flowering and flowering. Yeah, that's what
Yes,
you do.
of
That's
course.
what we do, and that's what everybody does. And if people can look at a thing that's very difficult for them in their life and see how they can learn from it, like you said, what can I learn from it? Understand that it's just guiding me, life guiding me more and more to my center, so people can live much better. Do you want to add anything before we finish, Georgiana?
I want to say that this thing changed my life,
Mm,
and I'm learning every day. And I think the people need to know that the lives means to learn every day, day by
mm,
day, about you,
mm,
about the others, and about
mm.
life.
Thank you so much. It was so pleasure to talk to you. I can talk 2 hours more, but we can do another time.
For sure.
So thank you, and have a beautiful, beautiful day. And
Thank you.
yeah, and by the way, if
I'm
people want,
waiting here in Romania.
thank
I'm
you.
waiting here in Romania to make a retreat about energy healing.
Yeah, I
Okay?
told you that I'm happy to come. But if people that look at this interview want to get in touch with you, anything they need to know, where to get in touch with you?
Yes, they can find me on Fabrica de Emoții.
Okay,
It's my website
okay,
and my website clinic. So, or on Instagram, Tănase Georgiana Molina,
okay,
or Facebook.
okay.
Thank you.
We'll add it to the bottom of this interview podcast.
Yes,
Okay, my
thank you.
dear. So
Thank you
many
also.
blessings to you, and we keep on touch, of course.
Yes, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.